I went to this event. I didn't know anybody there. My friend got me on the guest list. And I'm in there and like there's a table and there's a bunch of guys and some girls. And I don't know any of them except one of my friends. And I just start saying hi to more and more of them. I start having a better chat. And I remember at the end of this night, I felt like so much closer with all these boys. I'd been going around giving compliments, being like in a really good energy. Like when I'm dancing the music, I'm not pretending, like I'm actually there having a really good time. And this happy energy, these boys are all coming to hang out with me this Wednesday at the races. There's a guy there that was an influencer who I really respected, like good people. And just because I had this happy energy, I'm like probably 10 years younger than some of them, or like 5 years younger than a lot of them. And just because I had this happy energy, I was welcomed in. And I'm gonna teach you how you can have this personality in this video today, how you can be that guy that everyone really likes, even if you don't really know them. I haven't always been like naturally social. I remember if I'd gone to an event like this when I was younger, I would have had like an absolutely horrible time. I wouldn't have gone along with anyone. I'm Finn, and I help young guys make really good friends. If you want more content like this, I have a lot more videos. Subscribe and check that out at the end of this one. Let me get into it, bro. So basically on Saturday night, this was a different night. I was out with a bunch of my friends and I didn't know where they went. So I was walking in the street alone and I saw this guy. I was like, yo, what's up, bro? And I was like genuinely just walking past, filming like a bit of my vlog. I was like, oh, I like your shirt, bro. And then I just genuinely stopped for a chat. I'm like, we're having a good discussion. He's from Shanghai. He's a really nice guy. He's like, yo, do you want me to introduce you to my friends? He was with these 4 girls. I went up to them, I started having a good chat. I remember I was telling them about how I really struggled at school, how people didn't really like me. And this guy, he like introduced me to all of his friends. We're having a great time. I went off to a club with them. And when I was hanging out with them, this guy came up to me and he said like, yo bro, I don't want to be disrespectful, but like these girls, like at first they liked you, but now like they're not really fucking with you. I just want to let you know. That sounds so realistic. That sounds like, oh, what? They probably don't like me. And that, that made me feel really weird, right? I felt off for a second. And at first, like I was having a good time with them. Like it was easy. It was like I was laughing and dancing with them. But then when this guy told me that, it threw me off a lot. I was like, oh, like, you know, I don't really know them. What if they don't like me? But I left the club and I saw this guy as I was going down. I saw this guy who's like, no, bro, that's not true at all. They liked you. Like, yo, let's go back. Like, fuck that guy. Like, my friend who was actually friends with these girls, he told me like, yo, that's not right at all. And then this other guy had hardly even known them. So I went back and I'm talking to all of them. And this girl literally gave me like a kiss on the cheek. There was like a massive indent there. And like, I was with these 4 girls and it was good fun again. It reminded me that like, you know, people are gonna say things to you that throw you off. Like this guy probably, like he lied basically. Like they actually were fucking with me in this scenario. And it reminded me like we always doubt ourselves. Normally it's ourself who thinks, oh, do they even like me? But in this case it was somebody else. But since I had such good confidence, I logically reminded myself, okay, but if they really don't like me, I've been really friendly. I've said like, oh, are you guys completely sure you're chill with me coming along? Because I've got other friends. They're like, no, you're welcome to come. They were very friendly with me. So since I said all of these, like all of the right things, when I went in with them, I was completely fine with it. Like I knew that I hadn't done anything wrong. So then when this guy said that to me, I just logically reminded myself for a second, like, yo, bro, you know that they like you. Like, you know you're a likable person. Even if it's a tiny bit overconfident, I just reminded myself, okay, it's better to do that and then find out from them that they don't like me. And then I just know for a fact I can leave. And I ended up going back and having a really good chat with them. I spoke to them later that night. And this whole time, like, they were completely fine with me. Logically remind yourself in all situations when you're talking to someone, it seems like they don't like you. Just remind yourself, no, that's probably not right. Like, I should just be, like, just act confident. Even if you don't believe it, just remind yourself, just like pretend in your mind, like, oh, everybody likes you. And then when someone really doesn't like you, you're gonna know. But it's better to go that way than to always be worried, oh, does this person like me? Does this person like me? Something else I learned, I was speaking to this girl who, like, she had basically been going around telling, like, every time I would hang out with a girl, she'd tell them, like, oh, I'm a slut and shit. And I saw her and I went up to her, I'm like, yo, I need to have it. It's like funny, I have a video of me saying like, oh, I'm about to tell her off, like as a joke. Because I said like, oh, there's something I need to talk to you about. And she was like, oh, like, I'm sorry, I'm scared, did I do something wrong? And I told her, and she's like, she gave me a really big apology. And then later that night, we actually started getting along really well, like having a good laugh. And it made me realize, to have a real kind effect, like she said, oh, you're actually such a nice person, so I'm sorry if I did that. To actually have that effect, you need to be respected. You need, like, I like portrayed my respect. I said, like, yo, that's not okay. You can't be going around saying that. I was fun to be around. Like, I was a respected guy. The friends around me, they all liked me. A bunch of my friends were waiting for me. I've had a better connection with this girl who literally like disrespected me at first than like 90% of people I went to school with. When I was at school, even though I was like a lot nicer, I had a lot less like negative experiences with people. Like, there was people who didn't like me, but like there was never any situation where like someone did something wrong and I had to stand, or like there was never a situation. What's the point I'm trying to make? Like, okay, let me try one more time. When I was at school, I never had a girl come and say, oh, you're actually such a nice person, I really, really like you, you're amazing. I never had anything like that because I wasn't respected. I wasn't like around a bunch of friends a lot. Like, I never had that same effect. It happened a little bit in the final year, but for the first 2 years I'm speaking about mainly, never did somebody ever like give me such a warm compliment like, yo, you're actually such a nice person. No one said it with like that much meaning behind it. And it made me realize you need to be like kind of respected. You need to like have good social skills before somebody can view you as a super nice person. And this links into my next point a bit. Like, you might be still thinking, how can I relate to this? Like, how can I be really respected? One little side point first is like, if you're in good shape, even if as long as you're not fat, you're not skinny, you just have like a decent bit of muscle, or you look good in your clothes, that's enough. That's enough for people to have like respect for you, because as long as you have healthy skin and you're in like as long as you don't have fucking acne all over your face, but the main thing is as long as you're not like a small guy, even if you're fat, it's okay, but like as long as you have a bit of muscle, people show you so much more respect. And now the next point that I'm making, I was sitting at a dinner with my friends, and there was this like Chinese waiter, and he came up to us, he's like, oh, blah, 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 blah. He's literally straight yapping. And so all of the boys and us, when the next time he starts, we're like, okay, next time he comes back, we're gonna do the same shit and see how he reacts. Not to be rude to him, but just because like, it's funny as shit. He came back, and we were like, oh, can we order our side of waffle, blah, 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 blah. We just started talking bullshit. And he goes, oh, yeah, and he pretends to laugh. He had no fucking clue what we were on about. Saying dumb, goofy shit in conversations, like, as long as you're not being super disrespectful, it's actually really good. As long as you're not like a skinny guy, your friends have like some respect for you, then being super goofy on a small level is actually like the thing that makes people interested in you. It's the thing that people like about you. Like when for example, those girls that I went up to, the 4 girls, like I was being goofy. I was making jokes about myself, like being like a little bit self-deprecating in like a funny way. And I still got so much respect from that. They really liked me for that because I was very authentic, right? And so the whole point that I wanted to make here is, if one of the biggest things to like being respected is to have like good friends around you. Being in good shape is like the instant way that people assume it. But if you're around a group of friends who like you, you know, you're all really close to each other, and then you meet someone new, you have like this pre-selection in the sense where they already see you like you're liked by your friends. And then when you talk to people, they give you so much more leeway. They're so much more interested in speaking to you. They instantly like you, because when you can't be a guy who everybody really respects, but you're super cold, you're not like authentic, you don't make like goofy jokes. But when you're really respected and you start making these goofy jokes, not only can people really like you and respect you, they also like start to really enjoy your company. They feel super open. They feel like they can open up to you. They feel super close to you. And in order to do that, there is something you need to understand. I remember this one time I was in class sitting down with my friend, and the teacher walked by. He's like, Miss, have you heard about the Israel-Palestine conflict? And I was like, yo, that's such a random topic. He just randomly brought it up. They started speaking for like 15 minutes in the middle of class, having a discussion about this. And that teacher really liked him. She always gave him extensions and shit. And it made me realize, like, just say whatever you think. It doesn't matter if it's goofy. It doesn't matter if it's like, you know, strange. As long as if it's what you were interested in and you start genuinely speaking about it, people really like that energy. So when you have this personality where, like, I want you to be a respected guy. But the main thing is, like, there's probably a lot of you watching this video who aren't in atrocious shape. Like, you're probably also thinking, oh, I'm probably not in good enough shape to hit this credentiality of being in good shape. Literally, as long as you fit well in your clothes, you don't look fat in your clothes, and you have like a decent frame where basically you have like a little bit of muscle, like gym for 6 months, then whenever you meet somebody and you act goofy, which is like how you achieve this like super likable personality, you're very nice to everybody, you give everyone compliments. As soon as you're like a guy who's like goofy, like weird, like out of shape, low social skills, and you start doing this, then it completely backfires. But as soon as you've spent like a few times getting to know more people, having good friends, and being in a better shape, when you start to act goofy, it's actually like the best thing. Talking authentically and being goofy and making jokes, that's actually like the best thing that helps people become closer to you. If you want, I have way more in-depth videos on my channel. I just wanted to get an upload out today. Click the link in the description and there's plenty of free content there. And if you're really interested in my step-by-step course on building amazing friends, then click the link in the description and you can like buy my product if you're interested. But anyways, have a great day, bro. Take care.